Hi everybody, welcome to this video series by Linguistics Group. In today's video, I'm going to be going over who we are, what our goal is, what activities we've had planned and what activities we plan to do in the future, and also how you can get involved. I'm Surya, I'm the founder of this group, and this group started in September of 2023, and now it's February of 2024. So we have had several meetings by now, but I wanted to create this video series platform so people would be able to access the content of our meetings without actually needing to come to the meetings if they have a schedule conflict or anything. So this way you can asynchronously view all the topics and explore linguistics on your own. So, welcome to the Linguistics group once again. Before we start, I would encourage you guys to pause the video and think about what images come to your mind when you think about language. Okay, so our group. We wanted to build a group of passionate youth linguists where we were all given the platform to share our interests. And this is meant to be an interactive space where we can learn about other cultures and languages, learn from other interested youth, and allow more people to learn about linguistics and its opportunities. So personally, I've been really interested in linguistics, and I really wanted to be able to find a community of people who shared my same interests. And you can sort of think of it as similar to a book club. It's very interactive, so everyone learns and anyone can lead meetings. And it's a place where we can basically connect once a month to talk, work on linguistics problems, and more fun activities. So, what are our activities? There's the North American Computational Linguistics Open Competition, or NACLO, and also the International Linguistics Olympiad, IOL. So, what we do in our meetings is we've been practicing these linguistics Olympiad problems, and they really help improve your logical thinking skills. And we're hoping that practicing these problems helps facilitate participations in these prestigious competitions. How it works is basically if you do really well in NACLO, you actually get selected on the team and you get to participate in IOL, which is like the international competition, which is really cool. We also do language spotlights in which we learn about different languages. We learn about their history, their alphabet, and a few common phrases. So last month in January, we had our first language spotlight, which was in Russian, and we learned about the history of Russian as well as its alphabet and a few common phrases. And that video series video is probably going to be coming soon as well. And next month, we're going to be doing Tolu, which is an endangered Indian language. And we also have presentations, which again, anyone can lead. Anyone can also lead the language spotlights on languages they know or have been learning. So we introduce different linguistics topics like the different branches in linguistics. Previously, we've discussed computational linguistics, which is like the intersection of computer science and linguistics, and also historical linguistics, which is the branch in linguistics that observes how languages change over time. We also have been doing like introduction to linguistics presentations that explain like the fundamental branches and aspects of linguistics, like IPA, morphology, syntax, phonology, and language families, and more. So some of these we've already done, and some of them we're planning to do again in the future. So more activities that we have planned for the future are guest speakers. So we want people to be able to learn from experts like professors, researchers, undergraduates, and graduate students. So in like broader and more specific linguistics fields, so people can actually kind of figure out what linguists do and what their work would entail. So you can see if this is something that's interesting to you or something that's like sounds like a career that you would want to go into. We're also hoping to have elicitation sessions. So I've done like two of these before and it was really fun. It's like attempting to learn the structure and a grammar and the grammar of a language that you don't know. Just from having conversations with a native speaker. This is very different from the language spotlight in that in the language spotlight, there's someone teaching you what the alphabet is and teaching you common phrases, maybe even going into the grammar a little bit. Whereas in elicitation sessions, it's you are the one trying to figure that all out. So it's almost like a puzzle that you're putting together. You have no information. All you do is you write down the translations for different phrases and try to figure out maybe if it's subject verb object or verb subject object for the word order, the gender, the grammar, which is a really fun thing. And then also potentially working on linguistics projects to explore and work on different linguistics projects that are like interesting to you guys. But mainly like we have all these activities, but mainly it's just a place for us to talk about what makes language so exciting. Like, why is this interesting to you? Explaining fascinating concepts, unique ideas, and you guys can lead meetings to explain the concepts that you like the most. And it's about learning about other cultures and languages and opening our minds to new perspectives. So we have meetings once a month for around an hour, and everyone is welcome from any area. We're usually having them on a Saturday at 11 a.m. PST. So if you're in a different time zone, this will be like Pacific time. And you can access like all of our meeting slides, social media, and information at this tiny URL. So tinyurl.com/linguistics-group. I kind of wanted to dissect this a bit in our meeting because it has a lot of information. I think it can be kind of confusing maybe. So first we have our meeting link. It's just really big so you can access it as soon as you open it. This is always where our meeting link is going to be, and also any information. We also have a contact form. So if you want us to have your information, which is really helpful in case we have an opportunity that we want to email you guys with or talk to us, you can fill out this form and it helps you. If you want to lead meetings, you can contact us through here. And also if you have any like questions, comments, or concerns, you can fill this out. And it's a really, really short form. All it asks is for your name, your email, your social media, which is completely optional. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. So it should literally take like a minute. And then we have kind of a summary of who we are and what our goal is, which I already kind of went through in this meeting. And we always have like upcoming events. I mean, up here, mainly our events are our meetings, and we have upcoming events. So kind of a summary. So join us on March 23rd for our next meeting for our language spotlight number 2 to explore Tolu, the endangered language, and learn about its history and a few common phrases. And then we have our social media. Our social media. We have our Instagram at Linguistics Group. So here we have a bunch of posts on when our meetings are going to be, as well as maybe you missed a meeting, here's what you missed, with like a bunch of information. So our Instagram has a lot of interesting information like linguistics Olympiads, but even if you don't have Instagram, all this information is also going to be on the tiny URL. And then we have our Discord, which you can go through here, or it's also just tinyurl.com/linguistics-discord. And we have kind of, it's the same as this document, but a little easier, and also a way that we can talk more informally. We have general, and then we have announcements, which is just kind of like a summary with our contact form linked. Also introduction, so you can meet everyone else in the group. And for our meetings, everything is going to be posted here for our future meetings, as well as Linguistics Olympiads resources and Linguistics news. So this Discord is pretty new, which is why there's not too much interaction yet. We just created it today, but hopefully there will be more soon. Also our social media and an off-topic channel. So also you can see our next events at the top here. And all our links are always going to be online with the link here. And afterwards this, we have resources. I think this resources part is really useful for anyone who just wants a little bit more information. So for one of our previous meetings, I think it was in October, if I remember correctly, October or November, we went over IPA, which is the International Phonetic Alphabet. And basically, it's how linguists talk about language in like a written form, and that they're able to express the phonetics of a language by writing it differently. So actually, I'll show you guys in a bit, but here you have a bunch of IPA resources. If you're interested in learning more, there's some YouTubers that I found were interesting. One of the previous members in the linguistics group actually suggested some of these channels, so shout out to them. And these are really good resources if you want to learn, and also IPA charts. So here's one on how like the vowels look, and you can press it to hear how they sound. If you don't know what IPA is, and I'm sounding super jarbled, just look out for the IPA video series video. And then also an IPA converter where you can convert text into IPA. So if it loads, if I say hello and I convert it, this is how it would be in IPA, and that this is how the word hello is said. So someone who doesn't speak English and they read this, they would be able to know how exactly the word hello is meant to be spoken. And aside from IPA resources, we also have Olympiad resources, which is goes over linguistics Olympiads. It has these slideshows, which was actually from one of our meetings, that goes over like what these linguistics Olympiads are, why they're so good. And then also it has kind of like a summary of each of the competitions, NACLO and IOL, as well as like practice problems and their solutions. So if you are ever bored, you ever want to get into it, definitely just come to this resources page and you can open up all the problems and practice them on your own with the solutions right there. Yeah, and then lastly, we have our meeting slides document. So this is another way you can asynchronously go through the content of our meetings if you don't have time or you don't really want to watch the video series. So we have all of our meetings posted here. You can see that we have like the overview one that I just went through, as well as the Olympiad presentation, then some linguistics concepts. We went through IPA, computational linguistics, and historical linguistics so far, and the first language spotlight, Russian. And so those are our resources. And then afterwards, we just have our flyer here. So you can scan the code, but the code just comes to this document anyways. So yeah, it's kind of like the summary of everything that we have available online. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me for this meeting. And please let me know if you have any questions at all, either through the Discord, the Instagram, or the contact form. I'll be sure to get back to you. Bye.